Sounds good.
All right, we've got volume and everything. Excellent. All right. Let me get this back over to where it needs to be and minimize that a little bit. All right. Starting with the VIX, suppressed as we talked about earlier. We're reaching the top of the channel here too. Breakout will push us probably 18 and a quarter is our kind of our downtrend threshold. Breaking that actually could push us up to the daily 9. We can see some action here from that. So get some volatility in play and move the market a little bit. Today, obviously pushed higher. We took out the last week's high with that initial push there. Broke out of this trend line here that I thought we might reject off of. But I did tell you we're nearing the end of this flag, so we've got that kind of. Let's see, put this here. Got that nice run up in there. Support held and pushed. So now what we need to do is we need to close above 7,800. You saw the bounce back on here and pushing on up higher here. So 70, we're about the top of where we're going to be for today, and I'll show you why in a second when we flip over to the next chart. And you can see us continue to grow through here. So SPY is new all-time highs. So took out that 77.86 number here, or excuse me, 77.76.89 number. We took that out. We're settling back in here. I think we've seen our high for the day already. I don't see anything on the tape for later in the day. Tomorrow, we have retail sales, which should come in okay. They should come in pretty good actually. No major surprises for there, but should come okay. And we have Michigan consumer sentiment, which is a BS one that will come in, and that'll probably be fairly decent as well. So no surprises tomorrow, but it is a Friday, and we do have one hell of a run this week in terms of consolidation and a breakout. We do have supports all in here, so tomorrow might be a little difficult, only if the VIX actually wakes up and gives us a push. So looking for that. Um, is it triple witching tomorrow? No, it's not triple witching tomorrow, is it? No. Um, but definitely it's a Friday. we know Fridays are fun. So here's the problem that I'm seeing, inverse of the index, right? We're seeing Bitcoin falling below 63.1. If it closes below that at midnight tonight, then we are, going to probably head into the 62.5 range right in here, at which point we'll test that pretty hard and hopefully push back up. If it rejects the 63.1 coming back in, then we're definitely headed back down to 61.5. And this is, counter to what the market is doing right now, obviously. All right, let me show you today. The
I
snapshot
appreciate it.
here is uh,
Well, first, appreciate.
MHM, you're live, brother. um, and so we had a run up today. Came back, tested point of control here. This was the largest point of volume we had for the day. In terms of trading at this point here, 78.02. Back tested back to that and actually just flew. So it flew off the handle, pushing out heavy GEX levels. Options players were hard. There was very little resistance here. There's very little anti measures in place, and we just kind of peaked out. So peaking out at 78.38. We then created new levels here, broke the 5-minute 9, crashed on down here, a little bit of support at the 5-minute 20, attempted a 5-minute 9 recapture, failed, broke down all the way down to the 77.98 or 7800 level here, which Jake was telling us earlier is where GEX support was. Support pushed us on up, and now we're following trend again. So this is the actual trend here. We will topple out here, 78.20, which is not too far from here, right around this level right here, 78.19, 78.2150, sorry. 71, 2150 is probably where we're going to peak out a little bit. And then we'll either trail off in the day or we'll just slowly ooze on down here. A lot more to today than was expected. This tends to happen when you are looking at a market, a churning market. So the churning of the market, we can get the spike before the drop, etc. So I'm just going to write it off for that. It's always in the cards as a possibility for this to happen this way. But it doesn't change the thesis at all. It can, and I'll show you where it can in a moment. Oil, 82, VIX trying to get elevated here, but still stuck in pattern here. So here's where, let me just jump over to the Qs because this is where it gets interesting. If we can take out, if we can take out, let me see if I can get, I'll do it this way. Let me draw a line here like this. Nice straight line instead of banana lines. So if we can take out this, get it to right there. Okay, so you see the run, the back test here, the hesitation here, the push, and then the back test, and then we have the run, the jump up to this line. So it's really this area right in here. If we can close above that, which is roughly 736, so we can close roughly above 736. That will change the trajectory of where we're going. More than likely, though, if we don't, and we only that will give us a rejection back down. The only thing that can save that is if we close, if we don't lose 726 by Monday. So in other words, we've got a really slim chance here. We're up at the top here. I think we're going to see that falter. If we take that, though, then we have a chance to continue to push higher. That mimics what we're doing on the on SPY here too. Oops, sorry. What we're doing on SPY here too. So we're at the 777 range. We're getting closer to the top here. We did not go down to backtest the middle as originally intended today. Daily 9 is right up under us in support, so we're going to have to lose that in order to do that. So as far as trend is concerned, we're pushing up to the top. The overall run that we're seeing here on the day, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 all-time highs to all-time high 7-day split. And this kind of runs in a nice parallel with the growth that we have here. But my concerns are still haven't changed at all. My concerns are that we are going to topple out here a little bit, and we're going to try to find the bottom of this channel here. Just keep in mind the bottom of this channel when we find it is probably going to be in this area here. So that puts us into on a trajectory, so 755 area. So if I verticalize that, that's going to give us probably Wednesday next week. What's Wednesday next week? Wednesday next week is, I know the answer to this, but of course my data, come on, next week, there we go. And apply that. And so next week, Wednesday, is FOMC minutes. So we have FOMC minutes as potential catalyst for our drawdown down. That's a big run down, though. So I'm not sure we're going to take that all in one stride here, but that is the target in terms of the pullback from there. Is in terms of support and the pullback. Could be a little higher. I would accept anything in that range to 760. So 760, 754. Is where I'm looking for. That would be a breakdown of the channel if we held down those levels past that date. So really looking for Wednesday to try to give us indication on that. Tuesday should be pretty volatile, knowing that that's coming. Tuesday in terms of data is going to be fairly light. We have some housing pricing, permits, stuff like that. And Monday is a couple T-bills. But nothing crazy until Wednesday. And then Friday we have global manufacturing PMI, which will be interesting for next week as well. But there you have it on the short term here. So let's go over, look at some other names here. Soxol, again, did not reject the level here. If Soxol holds The 150. Where am I here? Yeah, I think let me get on the larger chart here. Here we go. So if Soxal holds our 144.86 today, and it touches the 159 tomorrow, then we're good. I don't think we get quite there today or tomorrow. I think we actually are going to come back test this here. If it holds that back test, I might reconsider my position for Soxal for right now. But I think anything through here through Wednesday is going to be a little bit foolish with that news coming and more day trading than it is going to be speculative and longer term. So I'd like to keep it clear there. I'm looking forward to a pullback that may get us into this 119, 120, 115 range here that could give us the opportunity for a couple things. Buying some nice swing trade calls, selling some puts down here, whatever it is that you guys want to do. It looks like it'd be a good range to do that in. So that's where I'm seeing it here. The struggle today, we broke out, and we have support underneath us here that is somewhat strong. So that support has to get wrecked over here. If we don't lose, if we take this 159.17 line, if we take this line right here, then that is going to be a real indication for going long up into the next segment here, 189. So we'll take that leg and enjoy it. But this part right here is very, very difficult where we are right now. So that's why I want to sit it out and see where we go from here. But again, this is going to be that 158, 160 range. We're going to look for support to hold. If we take that for a nice run up here into the 180s, otherwise we're going to hold back, excuse me, and wait for the pullback here on Soxal. All right, next one is let me just get back to see you guys in case you're all right. Next one is MU. So took out the level altogether here. So that was a super strong play for today. 24-hour 9 is actually trend is going to looks like it's going to take that level out by tomorrow. We're in the 975 range here, which we're right on the cusp of. If we close above that, then MU has a shot at running up right now. If we lose that, then that doesn't diminish that at all, but the weekly 9 will then take over in terms of how we're going to play this. And the weekly 9 is sitting right here at 962. So we'll backtest that in support. Weekly 9 is on a downtrend right now, but will still act as a brief support for us here as we come in backtest. So looking for 975 on the close today for a push up. We broke the top here, the trend here today, and pushed through, and it's traveling very, very nicely actually. Soxal, well, it did something very similar here. Soxal has a little bit of resistance up here. It's a little bit stronger. So I don't expect us to see the same push on Soxal there. But if we do get it, you've got my targets and numbers for that. We're going to look for it over here at the 158, 160 range here before we work with that. Those of you playing CRDO today, we had that nice trade here. Watch this up the top, short of the top, basically, right here at the 283 on losing that 5-minute 9. We got secondary confirmation, losing the 5-minute 20. No breaches of the 9 in between. Rode that put on down to VWAP. Was initial take profit, and then runners carried on through, which were expunged here at VWAP again if you didn't take profit at lower levels in between. So nice little trades. CRDO gives you that, all the time, so it's always available to look at. But you do want to have a nice smooth run with it. It works best if you want to take the put side, which is a little bit more. You can have a little bit more confidence with. It works best when you have a clear positive run from the morning up, following that 5-minute 9 up, sticking into, staying right above it all the way through. Once you find that breach, that's where you want to enter your put, and then you want to hold religiously, exiting if it breaches that 5-minute 9 again. Now the big deal with this one is you're going to enter on a negative balance, meaning that this 5-minute 9 is still on an incline, which is why you have to exit immediately if it goes the other direction, because otherwise you could be indefinitely losing on that trade, and we don't want to do that. Small money losses are okay, but no reason to lose money here on this if they spit out the other direction. Once that 5-minute 9 turned and we got this nice push down to give us that turn, then it became a positive gain feature all the way through. So even if you punched here, you would have lost in profit. But good news, it flushed on through. And then we got the secondary flush on through the VWAP, at which point we stabilized and we had that 5-minute 50 coming up under as support. This was a nice easy trade. So glad those of you that took it enjoyed it. And we'll look forward again tomorrow. Though tomorrow may start the other way, it may go in the reverse. So we can talk about how to trade that in the reverse, which is a little trickier. And CRDO on the overall, though, this is where I want it to be, above the trend line. I want to see a nice back test here. We actually did, I guess, if we consider this, although not really loving that back test, but we are getting closer to all-time highs again too, so we got to be a little bit more cautious as we get there. We break out at 286.91, or we back test this and falter there. So that could be our second top here in this run before the market turns as well. We're getting closer to seeing those types of things as we continue. CoreWeave. CoreWeave's a little harder today. Had a nice run up in the morning. It did this exact same thing yesterday, but the counteract measure in terms of the push afterwards wasn't as strong. So we want to hold 107 today, 107.73, right roughly where we are, and I think we will. That could continue to push on up for us. AMD got a nice little move upward. I think it's getting dragged along with us here. I don't see a whole lot of activity on this worth trading right now. When AMD becomes relevant again for a big trade or a longer term trade, I'll point it out to you guys. But right now it's kind of secondary. Tesla had a big move up today. Took out the highs for the week, and actually it's pretty impressive. I actually didn't get a chance to look at the news for what was pushing this along here, but I suspect that prevailing trend has taken over and given us back the major pullback that we had here, which could also be tied a little bit to money moving between SpaceX and some of that carrying on into it. But now, look, I think yesterday I wanted Tesla to carry up. It dumped, and then we got into here. We got that strength back, and we're pushed up here. So the overall trend actually looks pretty good here, if you can see it this way here. From an overall perspective, Tesla is holding a nice, strong trend line here, despite having a mini dip, or what do we call this, an Elon tantrum in the interim. So want to hold this trend line going up. I will draw this a little tighter. How about right now? There you go. Want to hold this trend line going on up here, and that will carry us through. So I think we're actually in pretty good shape here on Tesla, so long as we hold that trend line. As soon as we lose that, though, we can test lower levels. Good news is daily 9 is pointing up. There, 24-hour 9 has reversed from yesterday, and so we have some supports in place that will give us good boundaries for us here. I wish my charts would follow me instead of me having to drag them everywhere. Anyway, looking at it at the 5 minutes, not as impressive, but it still gives us a pretty good clue into the strength of this move here. Short-term 15-minute 9 carried the day here, so prevailing trend at the 15-minute. So it wasn't a 5-minute prevailing trend; it was a 15-minute. I could probably drop that down to a 30 as well, which was the higher the time frame that is the prevailing trend, the stronger the move is on the overall. The shorter the time frame is, the less strength it has. So 15 minutes okay for a day trade, looking good. We want to see bigger trends though, and higher time frames for longer pushes. Apple tried. It lost the 9. We're back fighting it again here for the second time today. I would just kind of stay out of this right now. My thesis here is that we're close to the floor. We have a Definitely have a floor area here in terms of this low. We could go lower, of course, but I think we found our floor from that drop. The question is how quickly can we recover, and when will that happen? And this could be contrary to the market, like Apple tends to be sometimes. My target right now is either we lose yesterday's low, which is 300 and a half roughly, or we head towards the daily 9 probably tomorrow, either one of those scenarios. I don't think we stay in this spot here too long. You can look at look at the formation that Apple has here in terms of the drop, the consolidation, the drop, the consolidation, the drop, and the consolidation. We have an upward trend here as an attempt. It was higher than the drop point, which is good. It was rejected, which is bad, which makes this all confusing right here. So that's why I think we're going to head out into either direction by tomorrow, is heading in either downtrend here towards the low or head up back towards the daily 9. See some action there on Apple. Amazon, I think we talked about this morning, just still in the downtrend here. Google kind of floating in consolidation, and Meta is trying to recover. So Meta at the 50% retracement here, you can see 591.22 rejecting off the 4-hour 20 and the 4-hour 50. That pullback here for today is now trying to recover again. Daily 9 at roughly 590 puts us within range of that retracement again. Don't think that Meta recovers here on this quite yet. I think we have a day left of consolidation. I could be wrong with this, and only one reason that's giving me that push. The trend is pretty strong on this one. It's moving very fast. And if trend does, if the 4-hour 9 does come around here and loop underneath this in the overnight, then we could actually push on up and start heading above the daily 9 and start getting to the halfway point of the weekly 9. So we could see things as high as 593 tomorrow. Otherwise, we're going to be back testing down this level here at the 583 range. So again, another split decision here for Meta. Pushing us in there. We are 137. Let me get back to the charts here. This candle here is going to be inside, so we'll have an inside candle at close. We've seen our high for the day, and I think we've seen our low for the day too. I think we're just going to see a nice inside carry candle. If this closes above the weekly high or above the all-time high, the prior all-time high prior to today, then we can consider that the push moving still. If we don't, we see ES teetle on back into this pennant, then we could actually start to see the bottom of the pennant and then start getting down into lower levels like the daily 9, etc. Tomorrow will be an interesting day. I'd like to see how all the data is actually formulated to push us together. I'm still looking for my downtrend. I'm still looking for the pullback here. And pops like these are not uncommon, right before those happen. So see the pop before the drop or the drop before the pop. It's not unusual, and as mentioned earlier today at the morning call, things can go a little sideways until we get to our actual goals. But overall, a pretty decent day for day trading, and I want to see the VIX break out. So I want to see the VIX break out of the channel and then break out of the zone and then go push the daily 9. So that's what I'm looking for. And we've got a couple of catalysts for that coming right up. All right, questions, complaints, concerns. Anybody have anything for me? All right. I don't see it, so I will talk to you guys in a little bit. I'll see you on the trading floor shortly. Have a great day, and thanks for coming in. You need to be a rebel, rebel, rebel.